Hello, and welcome to today's story time of when I worked at a daycare and my opinions on daycares. But let's start at the beginning. I thought it was my dream and calling to be a school teacher. There were some people that suggested and advised, how about you go and volunteer at a church and see, with working in the nursery, if that's a really good fit for you or not. Sadly, I never made that happen. So then I thought, well, why not go and work at a daycare? That would be better than getting this education to go and work as a school teacher and have this so much invested and then realize this is not for me. I'm not cut out for this. So I actually did get hired on what I thought was going to be a really great daycare. It was even Christian based. Now, before I got the interview, I was told you have to have some of these shots, which I understand, in order to work with kids. So I went against where I stand on vaccines. There's a time and place for vaccines, but usually I don't support them. I don't agree with them. So I got one dose of the MMR, which was required. And the interview went great. It was super easy. It was even fun. And I worked at this daycare for, unfortunately, only 1 week, and then I quit. When I called to tell the daycare that I'm so sorry, I'm not coming back in, I quit, I'm pretty sure I talked to one of the owners, the wife, because it was a husband and wife that owned it. And I explained with all due respect, it just isn't safe or right for one adult to be running a whole classroom. And she didn't even really seem to care that much, which is really sad. There was so many things that happened while I worked at this daycare. There was definitely one woman who had it in for me, who hated me. I kid you not, there is always someone at a job who has it in for you. I do not know why. There just is. And then there were some really great coworkers that I really loved and I never got to say goodbye to. I even brought in a whole bag of these really sweet and special kids books, and I never got to take those back, but I hope the kids are still reading them and enjoy them. So my responsibilities was, I was asked, what rooms do I want to work with, what age groups? And I said the 2-year-olds. So I got to work with 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds that were actually kind of behind in some things and they just needed some extra help. And then I got to cover lunches for the under 1-year-olds, for those ladies in that room. I finally got to be in charge of my own room after my background check did come through clean. And it was that day that I was by myself with the kids that I left crying. I was in tears. And daycares are just not a good place for your kids. These children have so many needs. And everyone is so unique and different, and one person should never be responsible. Even 2 is hard enough. But you guys, I will never put my kids in daycare. And I'm so sorry that I had to leave, but I'm going to be a mama instead.